Hello, love tubers. How are you, darling? I'm still under the weather, but I am better a little bit than I was yesterday. I hope you had an awesome Easter. I celebrated the entire weekend because I didn't start feeling sick until Monday. So me and the family we went to the Texas Roadhouse on Saturday, then we went to IHOP on Sunday, and then we gathered around the table and did gifts this evening. And it's been a wonderful um, Easter Sunday, Resurrection Day, whatever you want to call it, day. Okay? All right. So I told y'all I wanted to do it yesterday, but I felt so horrible after coming from the doctors that I just went ahead and rested. But we're gonna talk about Suno. I got a little character with me. I got to give him a name. I got him this evening. Okay. So in the last video, we talked about what the studio cost would be had I went to a real studio, because I've been to plenty of studios. Let's talk about um, the benefits of using something like Suno. So I had my friend hit me up. She was using some platform I had never heard of. So I'm not going to mention them. And so I told her the platform I was using, and we had an entire discussion. Thank you, Queen Tomorrow. I appreciate you, love, for sharing your knowledge and allowing me to share my knowledge. Benefits of using Suno: speed and scale. I think of an idea, I upload the idea, I put the we gonna I put the uh, it uploads less than 1 to 2 minutes. I'm doing a recording. Keep it down some. All right. Yeah. Okay. Keep it down just a little bit, just a pinch. And so I did tell her that when I first started using Suno, it started giving me, because she said with the other app that she uses that it did not sound African American. And I told her I experienced that at first using Suno as well. Well, I write different kind of music. It don't matter if you're white, black, and green, red, brown. But for this particular project that I'm working on, I want it mainly, especially since it deals with um, voodoo, I want it mainly in New Orleans and African diaspora and some other things. I wanted particularly African American voices that made sense to me. So I told her that when you use the program, to make sure that you put in there under the production notes that you want to use African American female or African American male, or depending upon, I don't really know your skill set musician wise or poetry wise, but you can choose like bass, tenor, alto, soprano, things of that nature, and go from there. I'm really detailed in regards to my production notes because I'm going for a certain sound. And since it's really not an album, I'm creating them as acts for poetry and musical arrangement for theater. I I told her I didn't. She said she likes her voice. Um, we'll get into it a little bit more later when I get past the benefits. Um, but it does have on the Suno app where you can use, which is very new, which you can use your own voice if you choose to. But because I have different acts, I'm not using my voice. I didn't picture it as an album for me to really sing. I pictured it as a great big production. So let's get to it. Accessibility, cost. Creative creatives, let's talk about cost. That was one of the things we talked about. Okay, Italia Hernandez. Hello, darling. I'm talking about using the Suno app, suno.com. I don't know what's going on. The girl said to him, let's see what's going on. But oh, well, it doesn't surprise me at all because I believe it. I don't know what's happening. That's okay. I'm talking about using Suno, suno.com. It's for musicians. So, one of the benefits of Suno is the cost. Let's discuss pricing plans. So, they do have a free plan, which is $0 a month, which is what I started out on. You can generate music without paying. It includes daily credits. You get about 50 credits per day, 10 songs per day. Non-commercial use only. You cannot use these songs commercially if you are on the free plan. Hello, it's my culture at It's My Culture. It's underscore my underscore culture. Yes, yes. Okay. Um, First of all, I'm not a sir. You see all these titties here? These are breast baby. Not a sir at all. I'm a ma'am. Okay. All right. Now, for the pro plan, which is the plan that I switched to after I started Suno, um, that is $10 a month. Okay. You get 2,500 credits per month, which is about 500 songs worth. I don't need 500 songs, but a lot of times I'll do a song, I'll put what I want for music production. And if it doesn't sound exactly the way I want to, I may go ahead and listen to a variety of music samples to see which one I feel best. Okay. I lost stream for a minute there. I'm not sure why. Okay. So I ended with the 2,500 credits per month, 500 songs worth. If you're on the pro plan is $10 a month. You have commercial rights. You can use and release songs commercially. Important if you want to publish your album widely. Priority generation queue and advanced features, more control, longer uploads, stem splits, etc. Many creators find this plan valuable because it lets them release the music they generate commercially rather than just experimenting. The pro plan does allow you to record with your own voice. You can also, if you decide you don't want to use music generated by Suno, you can also upload music that you've created yourself or that you have purchased from a producer, because I've got music and all kind of music in my files I done purchased from producers over the years I never used, that you can upload into Suno to use as well, and it can enhance your track. A lot of musicians um, on the platform, because they have it rotating where you can see 30-second hooks of musicians that they are recommended that have large fan base on the app. Um, they have people who guitars, um, piano. They'll showcase people on stage doing their thing, um, things of that nature. And then you even have some people who use uh, AI videos. Now, I personally have not found any AI videos that I would want to create to put with the music. And uh, not at all. I can tell the difference between an AI video creation versus from some of the people who have made it in the platforms they've used versus human. So, um, I don't mind using it for some things, but I don't want uh, it to take away from the full effect of what I'm trying to do as a whole. I don't know if that makes sense or not. All right, let's continue the benefits of using Suno. I'm sorry, I'm still getting over getting sick. Creative span. You can have a remix partner. So for some of those videos that you see with the 30-second hook or the clip or the other musicians, if they allow it, because you can turn it off if you don't want to have it remixed. If you allow it, if it's allowed by the other musician, you can remix their song. Like, so if they're doing like a live piano or live whatever they're doing, they'll allow you to remix what they got and include it in your own, which is what I like that. Okay, vocal consistency, which is new on the pro plan, where you can have your own vocal profile using your own voice, if that's what you want to do. Let's see. We talked about commercial rights. You do have them on the paid pro and the premier plan. Let's talk about the premier plan. So the premier plan is $30 a month. Hello, love tubers. It's 10,000 credits per month. That's about 2,000 songs. It's best for high volume creators or those who want lots of output. It includes higher priority and more advanced tools. There's also a yearly billing discount. If you choose annual billing, Suno typically offers 20% off roughly. So for the Pro plan, it's $8 a month equivalent, and for the Premier plan, it's $24 a month equivalent. You get commercial rights for your songs you generate while you subscribe to Pro or Premier. Songs made on the free tier do not automatically get commercial rights even if you upgrade later. So what this means is, because I went ahead and I signed up right away, I have pro access for commercial rights. I can release commercially on Spotify, Apple Music, or upload to a distributor like DistroKid. Um, I've saved tons compared to paying for real studio time, musicians, and engineers. So let's talk about that versus the benefits in a real recording studio versus using Suno. Okay. All right. So in a real studio, you have total control. I go to the studio, I listen to the beat, I tell the producer what I want. Either the producer creates it from scratch or the producer says, hey, I've got that in my catalog. Lets me listen to tracks in the catalog. I decide if I want that or if I want one produced from scratch, and I describe to them, just like you do in the production musical notes, what I want for the track. Okay. So total control. Um, Personal growth. So, as far as personal growth goes, there are things you encounter when you're in studio time or recording time that you learn when you are on a mic versus not being on the mic. Okay. For instance, if I started with stage fright when I first was a poet, baby, I was real hesitant about getting on mics. So visiting places around the city and being in the studio helped me to conquer stage fright. Okay. All right. Now, let's see here. Plus, shaking my ass all over the internet and being an adult entertainment model. That helped too with the stage fright. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. So, personal growth. You just doing stuff on Suno and never doing a performance or going to a studio. There are experiences that you're missing out on. Okay. All right. 100% ownership. You pick out every single note, every single beat. You do all the ad libs. Studio work is not a joke. Being in a real studio, it is not. From the ad libs to the notes to the arrangements. Yes, and it definitely takes more than 1 minute. I go to the studio. You're probably looking at 2 hours plus whatever they cost, and that's just to record, memorize, go back, re-record it till it's to the because you got to hear it and keep listening to it to make sure it's exactly what you want. Go back, re-record anything that you've missed. Once you have finalized everything in the studio, and normally the minimum is about 2 hours, then you've got to have it mastered. That's about another 2 hours per track. Okay, it gets to adding up real quick. Vocal quality. Um, I kind of already touched on that when I said you pick out the ad libs and things of that nature, but there's nothing that can replace. Uh, you can have AI, but there's nothing like the human. That signature mark in an artist voice. Like when I was talking to my friend and she said I like my voice and using it in the studio and things of that nature. And she said when her daughter told her that the voice that was a little bit on the sounded a little bit on the Caucasian side, and she said she's gonna mess with Suno to see about getting it to be like a little bit more African Americanized in regards to the voice. There is nothing like your voice. The creator gave you that voice. That voice really cannot be duplicated by another person, even if somebody tries their hardest to duplicate your voice, plus your expression that you give and how you perform and everything that comes with what the creator gave you, that is your signature mark. Okay. So vocal quality. Copyright security. AI is still fairly new in regards to things of this measure. So um, put human signature or your vocals a little bit maybe on each track just to make sure to guarantee the copyright security. Okay. All right. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I did not miss anything that her and I talked about. Now, so we've gone through the plan. We've gone through um, the pricing plans, the free, the pro, and the premier plan, and the yearly discount. And we talked about commercial rights. Let's talk about how Suno came about. Okay. And then who, what, I'm nosy, baby, nosy. Who, what, why, and how. And then I will answer a few questions. All right. So they were founded in 2022. I'll grab my therapy. By a team of engineers and AI researchers, Michael Mikely Schulman and George Casho and Martin Camacho and Keenan Freiberg. They work together at an AI startup in Cambridge, Massachusetts. They shared one big idea: music creation shouldn't be gated by studio access, instruments, or technical training. Anyone with an idea should be able to turn it into sound. Mikey serves as CEO and has become one of the most visible leaders in the AI music space, helping Suno grow into one of the most widely used creative tools worldwide. Suno is a generative AI music creation platform that lets users turn text prompts into full songs. I like to write my own songs, but if you need assistance writing songs, they can help you write songs, including instrumentation, arrangement, and even vocals. Now, I don't know how good the song would be if they write it, because I have not had them write it. Without needing to play instruments or use traditional music production software. And I seem to be a little long winded because I like to do more than songs, I like to do poems. So I got a lot of poems on the project that I'm working on. Let's see. It launched officially on December 20th, 2013, with both a web version and integration with Microsoft Copilot, letting people generate songs simply by telling Suno what they want. It isn't just a basic generator, it's evolving into a full creative workspace with tools for editing, stems, layering, and even mixing. One moment, y'all. Sorry, pardon me. All right. Okay. Blurring the line between AI and traditional DAW, digital audio workstation. Why it was built. The founder saw a disconnect in the music world. You think? Talent versus access. Many creators have ideas but lack the tools or training to bring them to life. Innovation. AI could accelerate creativity instead of replacing it. Democratization. Music creation should be accessible to creators of all backgrounds and skill levels. Their mission became to expand how music is created and experienced, making it possible for more people to turn imagination into sound. So rather than making AI the star, Suno positions itself as a tool for creativity, a partner in the artistic process. All right. Cutting edge neural networks capable of understanding music, melody, tempo, and lyrics from simple text descriptions. I don't know about them text descriptions being simple. I'm very detailed, but it does allow you up to 1,000 characters. Let's see here. I know. I tried to put more than 1,000 in there, and Suno wasn't playing none of that. Okay, so let's see. Partnership and distribution. Early integration with Microsoft Copilot helped get Suno into the hands of many users quickly. By late 2025, Suno was valued in the billions of dollars and had raised significant investment, making it one of the most influential AI creative platforms in the world. Why it matters now is Suno isn't just technology, it's impact. Millions of people worldwide have created music through Suno without formal training. Some AI generated music has charted commercially and gained real recognition. It sparked big legal discussions about copyright training data, pushing the music industry to reckon with how AI is trained. This means platforms like Suno are not just tools, they're reshaping how music is made, experienced, and distributed globally. Founded by a team of visionary AI and music innovators, and AI music creation platforms that turns ideas into songs instantly. To democratize music creation and redefine the creative process through advanced generative models, strategic partnerships, and rapid adoption by global users. All right, so my latest project, which I didn't know I was going to be creating a whole entire project until I was in the middle of creating a whole entire project. Anyway, um, just like that, I think of it, I write it down, I play with it. Um, yeah. So the last time when I printed this out, I had created like 41 tracks, but and I have different acts for I have several different acts for the album or the program or whatever we're gonna call it. So I'm gonna talk about my experience as far as use of AI with Suno in regards to things like how it shaped my creative process. It allowed me to expand beyond traditional music constraints. I could experiment with textures, rhythms, atmospheres that reflect cosmic energy. As it being my creative partner, it helped me manifest ideas instantly while keeping my voice central. So I did some experimenting. So I love a lot of my mom was a music teacher, and so um I love a lot of different music. I grew up uh, playing violin, playing piano. My mom plays piano. She sight reads, and I've taken a few guitar lessons, but not like the violin and the piano. And I was also in choir. So I love classical music. I love jazz. I love country. I love R&B, some of it. I love neo soul, real big on neo soul. And I grew up in Baptist church and a Christian and non-denominational church. And I know there's different varieties of that, but yeah. So and I like rock and roll. So I've been uh, cultured in a lot of different music. Oh, and I'm a big fan of reggae and Caribbean beats. And with me, when I first started to get to know the Orishas, seven African powers, which led me to start studying cosmology of voodoo pantheon. Um, a lot of times when I would do altar work and I would do dancing in front of the altar with my maracas, it would be mainly to Afro or Caribbean beats to honor the deities. Okay. So there's a little bit, I wanted to experiment with all those. And then I also have some really slow pieces that are very ambient, that I could visualize people. I could visualize ballet. I could visualize um, maybe two people learning and doing a song, interacting as a duet. I could visualize for some of them children uh, performing for some of the tracks. So I had different things. There was different things that I felt during different tracks in regards to what type of dance moves for each of the tracks that I was recording um, with certain genres. But I didn't want to limit it. I feel like a lot of times an album, oh, it's got to be a hip hop album, or it's got to be a country album, or it's got to be an R&B album. Well, if we don't make it just an album and we make it a project, then it can have different varieties in it across the um, across those genres. So that's what I had in mind for that. Okay, why AI over traditional production? Time, access, and creative freedom. It let me explore the track's concepts without the limits of studio scheduling, budgets, or instruments. It amplified my vision rather than replacing it. How much was generated by AI versus human input? The musical framework, some instrumentation, and arrangements were generated by Suno, but my voice, prefaces, poetry, direction, and spiritual intent are fully human. I'm the guide of the cosmic journey. Do I worry about authenticity critiques? I embrace it. The album is fully human in message and vision. With AI as a tool, it's not about replacing creativity, it's about expanding expression. Identity and spirituality. How do you reconcile celebrating identity while exploring divinity beyond labels? I honor Blackness, womanhood, LGBTQ plus identity, they're real and vibrant. At the same time, I recognize a deeper consciousness flowing through me. Both truth exists simultaneously, human experience and divine experience, and divine essence. How does my spirituality influence my music? Well, for this project, because normally I like to write about raunchy stuff or I like to write about love tunes, or most of y'all know that I like writing erotic poetry. Yeah, this album was strictly on a it was pretty much on a spiritual level. I wanted to open some portals. Okay. So each track channels spiritual energies, ancestral, cosmic, and divine. The Loa archetypes, rhythms, and lyrics are all expressions of consciousness guiding listeners towards reflection, healing, and pleasure. Yeah. The most challenging part, balancing scope with coherence. It was a lot of tracks across multiple acts and energies could easily become overwhelming, but focusing on spiritual archetypes and cosmic flow helped me maintain unity because I made sure to align them with tarot cards, which helped me, or with certain deities or energies. How long did it take? I started in February, and over these past few days, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that one in the corner? Okay. And I imagine I will be done with it fully by Monday, but I said that at track 24, and look where we are now. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Let's see. Did I collaborate with anyone? I didn't tell not a soul. The material just when I got that first knock, cosmic orgasms, and I heard the jingle in my head, I said, okay. It said knock knock, and the jingle. I said, oh, let me see what I can do with this. And so that was the first one that came to me. Cosmic orgasms. The the poetry came to me first, the jingle, and then I was like, ooh, I like to dance. Let's get an explosive dance anthem going for cosmic orgasm. So that was the next piece. And then all of a sudden, I was just like, things just started popping out to me and talking to me like, oh, okay, this bothers me. Oh, okay, I don't want to go through that anymore. Oh, okay. You know what? A whole lot of people other than me have gone through this, or I've been through this, or I've dressed this, and I've faced that, and I've conquered that, and maybe that should go in here because somebody else needs some help trying to get through that. And so that's how it came together, just piece by piece, back to back. I said, oh, all right. And we are here where we are now, having this lovely discussion. Okay. Now, so the album is primarily my voice, but I did incorporate AI generated frameworks and consulted spirituality with the architects. It's a solo, deeply personal cosmic work. What response do I hope for? I want listeners to awaken, reflect, and expand, to feel joy, ancestral pride, pleasure, and power, and see their own experiences reflected in the cosmic journey. Whew. Messages for artists and creators. Use every tool available, trust your vision, and don't be limited by convention. AI can be a partner in creation, but authenticity comes from your lived experience and intention. Where I think someone should start listening, personally, Cosmic Multiple Orgasms, the poem, uh, is one of my favorite tracks. You can start anywhere though. Black Joy, both the poem and song. It distills the essence of celebration, ancestral witnesses, and divine affirmation. Future collaborations. I'd love to collaborate with artists who are fearless, spiritually aligned, and expansive, anywhere from Afrobeat innovators to cosmic jazz experimentalists. Live performance vision, immersive, multi-sensory experiences with visuals, dancers, and ancestral storytelling, almost like stepping into the cosmic universe itself. That is my live performance vision for this. Okay. That was quite a bit with me being sick and I need to get blowing my nose again. um, I do want to talk about next people who have made it over the hump. You know what they say, got to get over the hump. People who have already made it famous with AI. So that would be the next thing I discuss, but it won't be today. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and set that for Sunday. Okay, Sunday afternoon when I have had plenty of time to heal. All right. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you, darling, my love, stopping by and spending time with me. And again, I hope you had a fabulous Easter. And today's Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. All right. And enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. All right. May it be full of joy, my darlings. Mwah.